Sparkle and Sprinkle, and this is the June stamp video kit club. We are featuring this brand new stamp set, and this is Baxter. Super cute, perfect for 4th of July, also great for Father's Day cards, thank you card, great for that perfect someone. This month's awesome card was inspired by one of our amazing designers from our design team, Lisa Fish, so make sure you check out all of our designers' blogs for full details on how they create their beautiful samples. We are going to be giving you tons of goodies. You're going to be getting 3 glitters from Sparkle and Sprinkle this month, an embossing powder, Tear-ific tape, mirrored cardstock, all these fun guys to put together 5 of your cards. If you want to become a Video Kit Club member, just add it to your cart and you could take advantage of these awesome savings. Hope you enjoyed my glitter lips. I thought, you know, sparkly 4th of July. Woo! Glitter! Also for Canadian kit clubbers, we have this adorable Sophie Pup that you could swap out if you want to get that instead, or you can add to it. I myself, married to a Canadian, you know, we got to have a little bit of everything. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and bye-bye. All right, the first part of our beautiful card that we are going to be creating is the stripe background. So you are going to take your white cardstock and trim it down to 5 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch. You're going to be receiving a full roll of our 3/4 inch Tear-ific tape, and we are just going to be layering our strips of tape down our cardstock. So I'm going to start on the top, and that is piece number 1. Piece number 2. Okay, once you have completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips, none of them are overlapped, they're all butt up against each other. I am just rubbing them. You can even use your Tear-ific tape as like a brayer and just make sure they are all pressed down and securely adhered to your cardstock. And now you're just simply going to flip this over and trim off your edges. So I'm going to do that for you. All right, once you have that all trimmed on your edges, I'm going to take my little static free, and that is this awesome little thing that is going to hopefully make it not so staticky. So I am going to layer that down first, and it's going to take some of the stickiness off the backing of the tape. All right, grab a coffee filter. And now we are going to remove every other one, starting at the top. 1, 2. So I'm just removing the backing of the tape, not the actual tape itself. And because I brayered it on there, it's nice and secure. So now I'm going to take my Fire Engine Red glitter, and you also receive that in your kit, and I'm going to pour a couple strips down. And then we are going to rub that in. So you really want to make sure you burnish. So I'm going to take my finger tool and I'm just burnishing that in on top of the adhesive. I'm never actually touching the adhesive. I always have a little mountain of glitter under my finger. Now when you have a coffee filter, that means you're able to save all of the glitter that's not used. So you don't need to be concerned about pouring out too much of your glitter. And then finish with your last stripe. Burnish that in. I have a little less glitter up here. There we go. And now I am simply going to take my glitter resist brush, a must-have with this project. It is not in your kit, but I know most of you have one. So if you don't have one, you know you can just pick one up at sparkleandsprinkle.net. So now a little trick, besides just rubbing down, is you can do swirls. So see how the swirls actually remove the glitter from the backing of the tape? And I'm trying to pick up as much glitter that's not stuck to the adhesive, so when I pull off the backing of the remaining 3 pieces of Tear-ific tape, that glitter doesn't static stick onto the exposed adhesive where our white glitter is gonna go. Flip, make sure the back is also clean and glitter free. And now set that aside. And of course I went glitter crazy because that's how I do it, but really simple. I am going to take my glitter resist brush and quickly clean up my glitter. Something you guys rarely get to see. But because we're now going to be using white, I want to make sure as much of this fire engine red glitter is picked up. All right, set that aside. And I'm going to take a clean coffee filter. I'm going to give that one last flick and one last little wipe down. And then I'm going to peel off my remaining 3 strips, the 3 backing pieces of our Tear-ific tape. And do your best not to put your fingers on your sticky adhesive, because if you do have any glitter, it's going to stick to your strips of tape, and then you'll have a nice red glitter finger mark. This is diamond dust. This is a chunkier glitter, but I think looks really beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful mixing with the ultrafine glitter. Fabulous, fabulous glitter choices by our designer, Lisa. Way to go. Love the card and the concept with the Tear-ific tape. Burnish all those in. Tap that off. Now, if you're really particular about your glitter intermixing, I would just do a light tap here. And then when you go to use your glitter resist brush, maybe you can use it on a clean coffee filter. So therefore, if any red intermixes with that, you can set that aside in like where you keep your mixed glitters. But we don't have too much red because we did a lot of that to begin with. So there, my friends, is your striped flag background, which is really fun to make, really beautiful, super sparkly. So next we're gonna move on to this portion right here, our blue part. So because we just used the diamond dust, I'm gonna show you how to do your stars. Now your stars are gonna come on a sheet, so a little bit easier than mine are punched out. So yours are gonna be on a sheet where you're just gonna be able to pick up your sticker. You can use a craft pick, and they are gonna be pre-cut on sticker paper, and you are gonna be receiving 60 stars. Mine has the backing attached with it when it punched out, so this is the less simple way to do it, but this works too. So I'm simply gonna take the sticky part of my star on the sticky paper, and I'm just gonna press that into my little mountain of diamond dust, and you are gonna repeat that, and you're gonna do that times 12 per card. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and glitter up all of your little stars. Like I said, you have 60 total, and these are pre-cut for you on your sticker paper. So once you've completed that, we are going to work on the backing of the flag, the blue part. And I am gonna take a piece of cardstock, and this is a 3" by 2.5" on your beautiful blue cardstock that you get. And for this, we're gonna be using the blue Lightning, and I'm gonna take my Tear-ific tape again, and this is the 3/4" that you get in your kit. And we are going to do that same technique. Simply cover it up and layer up the paper, avoiding overlapping. And you just want to make sure that piece is too short. Don't make sure your piece is too short. Make sure that you are just butting them up against each other versus overlapping your tape. And the nice thing about using a blue cardstock behind it, whenever you're making a border with a certain color glitter, if you use that same colored cardstock as the glitter, it really makes it pop. Now, of course, with the background of the red stars and stripes, I had to use a white one because of the white stripes. But if it were all red, I would have just used red cardstock. So once you've completed adding your Tear-ific tape, you're gonna go ahead and trim the edges. And you could even save this strip too if you wanna do that for when you're layering or for when you're doing another card. Okay, and now you have a super adhesive. I'm gonna take my tape again and I'm just gonna brayer that on there. So therefore, when I go to peel the backing off, my tape is nice and adhered to the cardstock. Strip number 1, number 2, number 3, and a smidgen of number 4. Take your coffee filter and your blue Lightening, which also comes in your kit. Sprinkle that down. Finger tools, burnish that in. Tap that off. I'm going to de-glitter my fingers. And then just go ahead and give that a good swirl. And my blue glitter background is good to go. So next, what we are going to do before working on our adorable little Baxter stamp is we are going to adhere our stars. So there's a couple different ways of doing this. You can add a little piece of Tear-ific tape to it, or you can glue it. So I am going to use my Deluxe adhesive, and I am going to simply just eyeball it. You can measure this if you want. If you're not so comfortable, you can measure it in half and you know where your middle line is, and I would start in the middle and work your way up on both sides. You're going to have 3 rows of 4. So I am going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. And the good news is this glue is going to dry clear, so if you need to move it around a little bit, you can do that too. All right, so there are my 4 glue dots. Like I said, I just eyeballed it. If you want to be super picky about it, you can do that too. And I am just gonna start just like that and just place my stars. One at a time. Scoot them over just a smidge. That's why I like using this adhesive, because I have a little bit of flexibility, where with the Tear-ific tape, that would be really glued down there. So there's row number 1. Go ahead and complete those, and then we are going to work on our Baxter and assembling our card. All right, now to go ahead and do our stamping and embossing, you're going to take your Happy 4th stamp, and I'm going to first start by stamping my Happy 4th saying. Now, as I said before, this is a great Happy 4th stamp set, but it will also be fantastic to be used for other things, like other national holidays, as well as Happy Birthday, Happy Father's Day. Really cute and a lot more versatile than just one holiday. So keep that in mind. Also, when someone invites you over for a barbecue, this is a perfect thank you card. So there you have it. So here's our Happy 4th. I just inked it up with the Clear Mark embossing ink. And what I did first was I rubbed my static free on my cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. You can stamp all 5 times for all 5 of your cards right now if you want to just get that out of the way. I am going to take my clean coffee filter, and I'm using my red apple embossing powder, which is also included in your kit. I'm going to sprinkle my red apple embossing powder. This is one of my favorites. It is a detail powder, so it's a really beautiful red. If you're trying to find an awesome red embossing powder out there, I highly recommend it. And you get it in your kit, so you get it anyways. All right, I'm going to go ahead and heat set. Okay, and all you're gonna do now is go ahead and fussy cut that. So that looks like this. So what I did was I just cut around the happy 4th, and then I just fussy cut around the little star. If you wanna just do 2 straight cuts and have it be just a simple cut on your cutting machine, you can go ahead and do that too. I am going to now stamp and emboss our beautiful little Baxter. Cute little puppy. My dog's super jealous. I'm hanging out with another dog right now. I'm going to take my static free pad, and these come pre-cut for you. You're going to get 5 of them, and this is the mixed edge oval. So I am using number 6, number 5, and number 6 if you count from the outside in. So I'm using these 2 right here, and those are going to be pre-cut for you, but if you want to make more of these cards, you can go ahead and add that to your cart. It's a really great solid and scalloped oval die cut. So I went ahead and static freed my circle, and now I'm going to take my acrylic block, and we need to put our puppy dog on. Now it has a straight line for the bottom here, so make sure that you are putting that line on the line of your acrylic block, or if you're using your stamping platform, make sure you line it that way. I think it's a little crooked. There we go. Now I'm going to ink it with my Clear Mark embossing ink. Now, if you want to stamp this out a couple times and do some watercoloring tests before using your pre-cut ovals, if you only have the ones provided for you, you can go ahead and do that. Just going to look over this really quick. Stamp that down. And now I'm going to go ahead and take a clean coffee filter. Sprinkle my black embossing powder. This does not come in your kit because we wanted to send you the red apple. So if you don't have any black embossing powder, this is a really great one. Give it a little flick. Oh, he's so cute. Just love him. And notice like there are some little marks on here. It's not my stamping job. So if there's, and these are intentional too. So pay attention to that. This guy's not supposed to, so I'm just gonna flick that off before I heat set it. There we go. That's what happens when you handle your paper. All the little oils have the embossing powder stick to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and heat set. After I get that off right there. All right, heat set. Okay, and once everything is nice and glossy, it is all heat embossed. Just love it. Baxter is so cute. Now remember, we also have the Sophie stamp set, which has the Canadian flag on it. This is my marriage right here. It's me and my husband. Aww. So you can swap out the American for the Canadian if you would like. Just go ahead and give us a call at the shop and we will gladly do that for you. Or you can add it to your kit. All right, so now we are going to be doing some watercoloring. Last month you received these beautiful watercolors. So that's what we are going to be using to color our stamp set here. So I'm going to be taking the Toffee Apple and I'm just going to go ahead and color in my red. And just like that, just give it a little bit of color. And you have two choices here. You can even leave it. All right, so I am simply going ahead and just coloring my stripes. And you have two choices. You can either add a little bit of water over these, or you can leave them like a little bit more antique-y look. So I will decide, I think I'm just gonna leave mine like that. I think on top of the really glittery star, it's gonna look really pretty. I'm gonna take my True Blue and just fill in the background of my flag. I'm already changing my mind and wanting to color it. And then I'm going to add the cocoa bean to my flagpole. I'm going to add a little cocoa bean in Baxter's hair. And now with the black, it's a really true black. So I'm just going to give it a very light shading just around the edges. And that's the little inside of his ears there. I'm going to take a little bit of the pink. Just like that. Like I've said in the past, I am definitely not a watercolor expert by any means. So I'm sure there are a ton of you out there with some fabulous watercoloring skills. I just do a quick color, a quick fill in, and then I blend it with my brush. And I'm going to do a little shadowing down here. And that'll be good for me. I'm going to take my brush. All right, I'm going to take my Aquaflow water brush and make sure it's just lightly damp. I don't want it to be too wet. It's just going to go and activate those colors. And see how much that pops now and really brings that to life. So I'm going to go over my red stripes. This is also blending it so it doesn't look like it was penciled in. And I know I said I was just going to leave it, but then I changed my mind. That's the best part. I know you guys have witnessed it 1,000 times if you watched any of these videos. Okay. Last stripe. All right, rinse your brush. And then I'm going to do the same with the blue. Just go ahead and activate that color. And really, if you've never played with watercolors before and you didn't get last month's kit, I hope this clarifies how simple they are to use, and yet it's a really beautiful finish, even with limited watercoloring skills. Okay, and now I am going to just shade in around Baxter. And I'm using the smaller brush from the water brush set, and I'll go ahead and add that link. And you can always come in and add more color if you want them to be darker, which is nice. And you can actually lift some of that too. And I'm just working my brush around, pulling the pencil color out from the edges into the center. And activate his little pink on his ears. And there we go. Pretty simple. I'm gonna take my jewel picker. This is not included in the kit, but you can hop onto sparkleandsprinkle.net and pick up some of those. I'm gonna just take a little bit of my adhesive, and this is the Deluxe adhesive, what we stuck the stars on earlier, and I'm just gonna squeeze some out. And then you get a little baggie of confetti stars, which are really fun. So you can add a few, you can add more than a few. This is nice because that just picks up one at a time. And I'm just going to dip it into my adhesive, and then I'm gonna place it on my Baxter oval. And this is just a nice little finishing touch. Really cute stamp set. It doesn't need much. Go down. Last one. I usually spend so much time with my fingernails trying to pick up little things like this that the jewel picker has been a lifesaver. If you have something similar to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, now, if you got any adhesive, you can just simply wipe that off. And now we are gonna assemble our card. Isn't that adorable? Just love it. Okay, so I am gonna take my little space here. Now I've gone ahead and attached our stripes to our 5.5 by 5.5 card back. So that is complete. Now I'm gonna take our stars, and I went ahead and stuck the 12 by 12 millimeter Craft Perfect dimensional foam pads, and you can pick those up at sparkleandsprinkle.net when you are grabbing your jewel picker, because I mean, that's awesome. I'm gonna peel all these off. I stuck a lot on there. It was very, very ambitious. Thought you guys wanted to see me pull the backing of all of this off for 5 minutes. Like, come on, demo. Okay. I know exactly where this card is being sent to, so I want to make sure it is very well put together. Okay, I am going to place that like so. And I stuck a lot on too because that is going on to glitter. So I want to make sure that is nice and adhered. So there are my stars. Next I'm going to take my little saying here. Peel the backing off there. If you want to, you can color in your star blue here like Lisa did on her sample. I'm just going to leave mine plain. Peel off your Tear-ific tape. Stick that right about there. You can also use your glue pen and add a little bit of glitter. Next, I'm going to take my oval, and this is out of our mirrored cardstock, and these you're going to receive 5 of these, and they are going to be pre-cut for you. So I'm going to use my 3/4 inch tape to adhere that to the back. You can also pop this if you want. I wanted this one to be flat, and then I'm going to pop my next one. So I'm going to set that right there. And then we are going to stick Baxter on. So I'm just going to take a couple foam squares. I'm going to do just a few. All right, you guys, we are almost done. I hope you enjoyed this month's video kit club. I sure did. It was so fun to be able to use a card from our amazing design team. Make sure you check out all of their blogs. This was Lisa Fish, and she is awesome, as well as all of our designers do a fantastic job, so you don't want to miss a thing. All right, Baxter is good to go. And now we have an adorable card for this month's Stamp Club. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment below if you have any questions. And happy 4th and happy every day to you.